Hi guys, and welcome to another Hero of the Week. This week's hero is Dale Vince, the green entrepreneur who is also an environmental activist, who has supported a number of organisations including Just Stop Oil, which is in the news a lot recently. Dale did something here that journalists and media commentators seem afraid to do: call out rags like the Telegraph and the Spectator for what they are. Mouthpieces for millionaires and billionaires who want to push ideas like the destruction of the NHS so it can be sold off to friends and donors of the Conservative Party. Dale pointed his finger at Kate Andrews, who works for the Telegraph and the Spectator and who has used her platform to continually run down the NHS. Social media is perhaps an antidote to this. Have a listen.
Social media is a good thing. I think it's democratized the media, because if you look at the media in our country, it's dominated, the ownership of it is dominated by billionaires that don't live here and don't pay tax here. The magazine you work for example, until a few weeks ago was owned by that Barclay fella that lives in Jersey and doesn't pay tax here, along with the Telegraph. And it poisons our national conversation to have these people that don't live here or pay tax here having such a powerful voice, right? And social media gives a voice to everybody.
He's so correct. I love this guy. And he's one of the only people, maybe along with James O'Brien, who's actually calling this out. These rags of newspapers and magazines who are designed not to inform people, not to provide them with news and information. It's about a narrative. When it comes to the NHS, the narrative is, well, it needs to be sold off. It's broken. No matter how much money is pumped in, it doesn't work. We need to find a new model. Oh, what about a model like in the United States, where the rich get treatment and everyone else has to go bankrupt over medical bills? People in the United States are losing their homes because they have to get, for example, cancer treatment. This is the model that the Spectator and the Telegraph want to push in society. This is what they're advertising, basically. And it helps the Tories, because who's going to be benefiting from this economically is corporations. And how do the Tories benefit? Well, they get backhanders, donations, or they're put on the boards of some of these companies. Job for life, with a fat pension at the end of it. But it's even more sinister, because it's about driving a wedge between people. It's about convincing those working class people at the bottom end of the economic scale, that your enemy is not the ones who have offshore bank accounts, the ones who are controlling the narrative in the media. It's not them. No, they're not the ones who are your enemy. Your enemy is the immigrant, the asylum seeker, the person who has literally nothing, who arrives with just the clothes on their back. They're your enemy. That's the narrative that they want to push. And for the middle class, your enemy is maybe not the immigrant, but it's the working class, the feckless work-shy layabouts, the people on benefits, people on universal credit, people who are relying on the state. We need to kick those people off welfare, force them into jobs, because then your taxes can go on and be spent on something better. And continually asking people never to look up. Never ask, why are you telling me this? Why is the Spectator telling me that the NHS needs to be sold off? Why is the Telegraph telling me that my enemy is the asylum seeker? People are told never to ask these questions. And the only way you can reach out to people and discover people who agree with you is through social media. So social media is, in a sense, leveling the playing field. But unfortunately, rags like the Telegraph and the Spectator still hold massive sway. Dale is our Hero of the Week. See you next time for our next Hero of the Week.